Welcome back. There's been a swift backlash to Queensland's new youth crime laws, allowing juveniles to be held indefinitely inside police watch houses.
Well, let's bring in President of the Queensland Police Union, Ian Levers, for his take on the issue. Ian, good morning to you. I spoke to you yesterday, just after these plans were announced. How do you view them?
I look at the positive. This is about fixing a loophole in the legislation where the do-gooders and the lawyers were doing all they possibly could to get these youth criminals back out onto the streets. And I'm saying this, we're going to protect the community, and it's about time the favour went in the right of victims, not in the right of the offenders, which is all too common within our society.
Well, we all know something's got to give with the youth crime crisis in Queensland, but there are people who hold deep concerns about children being held in watch houses with adults, young girls, with adult men. Is it unethical?
No, there is a plan in place to get around that. They won't be kept with adults, and obviously different genders have to be kept apart. But this is about protecting the community and ensuring community safety. And I say this, these youth criminals who are behind bars are committing offences such as murder, violent armed robberies and home invasions, and rapes, the most serious of offences. So I've got a very simple message. If you don't do the crime, you're not going to do any time. But I'm about protecting victims and keeping them behind bars until the new youth detention centres come online. So this is a short-term fix. We can't arrest our way out of it long-term, but we have to do something. And letting them back out into the community to cause mayhem is not an option for us.
I think there's certainly an appetite in Queensland for it. I just wonder how it's going to work logistically, and on that point that Sylvia touches on, how will it work, and is there enough room for the people who are going to be locked up?
Oh, there is, and there's plans in place, and it's to use select facilities to be able to do this, so they won't be with adults, but we have to do something till the others come online. So it will work, it is an option, but the current option where the do-gooders and the lawyers and the courts are letting them back out onto the streets to cause mayhem and put fear into decent people, that is not an option for us. And is it optimal in a watch house? No, but they need to be locked up. We need to be protected. So there are no other options. And as I said, these youth criminals are the worst of the worst.
So the cops support it then on the ground?
We've got no choice, because for police, we see the victims day in, day out, and that resonates and affects us. What we want to do, we're doing our job, and right around Queensland, people say the police are doing an amazing job. They have our support, but they're let down by other agencies. So we want to see them locked up. All their hard work, we just want to protect the community. What is frustrating for us is when we do our job and then we see another victim of crime. So this is the short-term solution. We can't arrest our way out of it, but we need a long-term solution so we have generational change. I've worked on that. I've got a paper which will require communities, all levels of government, to come together in a bipartisan way to fix this so we can have generational change. So there is a future, but in the short term, we've got to lock them up and keep them behind bars.
There are 2 more youth detention centres in the pipeline in Queensland. How far away are they?
They're probably a couple of years away, because when it comes to youths, there has to be extra facilities go into, and what we're seeing all too common is that we're catering for the rights of the youth criminals, not the rights of victims. So my sympathy is not there. They're a couple of years away, so we have to do something in the interim. And as police, if we're going to fill these facilities, we're happy to do that as long as the community's safe. Because I've been a victim of crime outside my police work. It resonates, and I feel for the elderly and the vulnerable people out there who are struggling at the moment, and we've got to protect them. But this is a greater societal issue which is across Australia, which we need to address. This is directly linked to poverty. It is education, and as Warren Mundine said to me, with education and jobs we can fix this. So let's start and having a long-term plan for the future so we get generational change. But in the meantime, you do a crime, you're going to be behind bars, and I don't care whether it's in a watch house or a youth detention facility, you're going to be locked up, and that's the community expectation. And when I talk to people in the community, that's their expectation.
Good on you, Ian. Thanks for being on the show. Appreciate it. Let us know your feedback at home.
Hey there, Today fans. Sarah and...
What's my name again?
Oh my goodness, Carl.
Hey, thanks for watching our YouTube channel, though. Subscribe now for more news, special reports, and amazing Aussie stories.
And Carl misbehaving,
Whoa,
of course.
That never happens.
Always happens.
What's she talking about?